Roll 'em.
What's up, Doc? What's cooking? What's up, Doc? Oh, you're looking for Bugs Bunny bunting. Duck is gonna hunting just to get a rabbit skin, but now the rabbit's gonna get. What's up, Doc? What's cooking? Hey, look out! Stop! You're gonna hurt someone with that old shotgun. What's up, Doc? We really mean it. What's up,
Hello, friends. Are you ready?
What's for dinner? I'm hungry.
Yum, 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 yum.
Delicious.
Let's go, everybody. Yay! Hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Zoe's Blind Kitchen Corner. I'm so excited today because today I'm not cooking for you guys. My mom is cooking for you guys. So this is my mom. I've introduced you guys to her way back when we did the meatball recipe. So this is my mom, Katerina. Say hi.
Hi.
Yeah, so she doesn't speak English, just a little, a few words here and there. So I'm going to be translating and telling you what she does. Now, the recipe we're making today, can a blind person do it? Absolutely. But I'm having my mom do this today because, one, it's her specialty. And this is a very, very typical dish in Greece. And way back when my mom was growing up, this was a nice Sunday dinner. Or even lunch, actually. In Greek, it's kota me patates, which what does that translate to? Chicken with potatoes. So it's just it's a roast chicken in the oven with potatoes. It's lemony, garlicky, and there's oregano. So I've mentioned before, Greek base to cooking. Greek cooking is oregano, garlic, either tomatoes or lemons. In this case today, we're doing something without tomatoes. I think I've done a lot of dishes with tomatoes. So we're going to do the chicken and potatoes. And Mom is going to show you guys, I'm going to be telling you what she's doing. Mom is going to be showing you how she does it. And there are literally hundreds of recipes. They're very similar. When we talk about traditional chicken with potatoes, they're very similar. Some people add a little bit of rosemary. Some people add less lemon juice. But your base is oregano and garlic. And we're doing just a very traditional. So we've got the oven preheating to 400 degrees Fahrenheit while we prepare the dish. So before we start, our ingredients, and I'm just going to move over here for a second. Mom, stay there. Because we're cooking for 5 people and we want leftovers, I have potatoes here. We haven't cut them up yet. There's 14 potatoes here. If you're cooking for 2 or 3 people and you want to make this dish, use a whole chicken like I am, but add in 6 potatoes or 7 potatoes. You don't have to add 14 potatoes. We are, because there's a lot of us. We've got 4 lemons. And again, if you're cutting the recipe down, this has nothing to do with the chicken. This is for the potatoes. Okay? So use 2 lemons. Sorry, my mom has asthma, so please, she has asthma. She has a chronic cough. So you may hear her coughing from time to time. Please take no offense to that. We do apologize, but there's nothing we can do. My mom is a senior, and she has her health issues. God willing, she will live for many, many years to come. Anyhow, back to our lemons. So I'm using 4 lemons because we've got 14 potatoes. So we've got quite a bit of potatoes. You can use as much lemon juice as you like. Let's say you make it with 7 potatoes. Add 2 lemons. If you find that's too much for you, add a little less. There's no real it's to taste. The lemon juice is to taste. So we've got the lemons, we've got the potatoes, we've got, for this particular recipe, we've got, I'm just gonna uncover it because I forgot to do so. We've got a whole bulb of garlic. And again, if you're making a lesser dose, having the dose, don't have the chicken, but have these ingredients. So cut up your garlic. If it's a really huge garlic clove, cut it in 4. If it's medium, cut it in 3. If it's small, cut it in 2. If it's tiny, itsy bitsy, add the whole thing in as is. So we're using a whole bulb of garlic. We're using 1 cup of olive oil, a little less than a cup. This is a 250 ml cup. Most cups are 240. This is a 250. And it's probably about, I would say, 4 or 5 tablespoons less than a cup. So if you stick your finger in, if you stick it in, by the time I actually touch the oil, almost the first part of my finger to the line, our first line that we have on our finger, that's how empty it is. We've got salt, pepper, and oregano. I use the sea salt. If you're using table salt, use less. Table salt is stronger. We've said that before. So we're going to use a heaping tablespoon of sea salt. If you're using sea salt and you're cutting the recipe in half, use a teaspoon of sea salt. So I said, and of course we need water, and now we've got chicken. We're using a whole chicken, approximately 3 pounds. 3 pounds is about 1.5 kilograms of chicken. Now, for us, a chicken has 2 chicken breasts. It's a tiny chicken. It has 2 chicken breasts. My husband only eats white meat. I like dark meat. This is a small chicken. 1 leg, 1 drumstick, let's say with the thigh, that could be 1 serving. But I'm feeding 5 people, like I said. And we don't want to eat just once. We want to have leftovers. So I've added 6 drumsticks. What you would use to maybe do, you know, the chicken with the barbecue sauce or whatever. So you don't have to add the drumsticks. We're adding them because there's more of us. If you're just feeding 2 or 3 people, the 3-pound chicken, I think, is plenty, right? Okay, so where to start? Let's start by cutting up our potatoes. So I'm going to move the chicken aside because we don't have a lot of counter room. I've got my 13-inch diameter stainless steel pan. And my mom is going to cut up the potatoes. Mami, ela se va. Okay. Where's my machete? Where did I put the knife? Anyways, that's for you, Mom.
Yeah.
Okay. So my mom's gonna cut up the potatoes in wedges. So what? If you've ever ordered from a restaurant, a potato wedge. So I'm just gonna do 1 potato while she cuts up all of them. So you cut the potato in half. So that's a half. And then you cut that half in half. So if your potato's not too big, cut it in 4. For example, okay? If your potato's bigger, you would cut more wedges. Now, I didn't cut them too even. So that's, and just throw them in your pan. While we're talking, my mom is gonna cut up all these potatoes. Mommy, you want me to put them over there, right?
Yeah.
Okay, hold on. I have them in water.
Just a mess.
Yeah. Okay. So mom is gonna cut up the potatoes, and every so often, Jeffrey's gonna show you what she's doing. She's just gonna be cutting up. Sige na, mommy. She's just gonna be cutting up the potatoes in wedges, like I explained. She's gonna fill up that pan with potatoes, and like I said, you can cut it in half. While she's doing that, I'm going to help her out by using my juicer. Okay, so our oven just beeped, if you heard that, because the rain is really loud. If you heard my stove just go off, it went beep, beep, beep. So that means that it's preheated to 400 degrees Fahrenheit. I'm going to, let's put that aside. I'm going to juice the lemons while she's doing that. So, again, we said we roll the lemon on the counter to get as much juice out. And I don't even have to put this in the microwave. I can feel, this is, I don't know if the camera can see. See? It's like really, you can squeeze it. There's a piece of paper. Okay. So, I'm going to juice the lemons. I'm going to cut the lemon in half. I've showed you guys this before. Now, for our liking, Mom may slice up, I'm going to juice the lemons while I'm talking to you guys. Mom may cut up all those potatoes, and she might think, I want one more. But really, guys, it's as much as you want. If you're using less potatoes, don't use a 13-inch diameter pan. Use a smaller pan, right? Because you want to cover the bottom of the... Mami, I'm asking my mom something and I'll translate you guys. Όλο το πάτο θες να καλυφθεί με πατάτες, right?
Yes.
Η κότα θα πάει από πάνω.
Yes.
Right. So...
Όχι, η πατάτα θα πάει στη μέση.
θα τις βάλεις στην άκρη.
Yeah.
But one of the ways for her... Okay, so I asked her if she wants to cover the bottom of the 13-inch diameter pan. And she said that she's going to push the potatoes to the sides, and she's going to put the chicken in the middle. But one way to know if you have enough potatoes is when you cut them up, is your whole pan covered on the bottom with potatoes? Even though you're going to push them to the side. That's one way to know. So if you're using a 10-inch pan, just cut up enough potatoes to fit the pan and make sure there's enough room to push them to the side. It doesn't matter if they go on top of each other. So that you can put the chicken in the middle. Now, Mommy, the drumsticks that the βάλεις από πάνω, γιατί δεν θα χωράνε. Yeah. So, she's going to put the whole chicken in the middle, and you guys don't have to do this unless you're feeding a big family like I am. She's going to put the drumsticks directly on the potatoes. So the whole kitchen, the whole kitchen. The whole chicken goes directly on the pan with the potatoes around the pan. And the drumsticks are going to go on top if you're using extra drumsticks like we are. Okay, so I'm just continuing to squeeze the lemons.
Το αλάτι να το μετρήσω με το κουτάλι για να τους το δείξω.
Τελείωσες με τις πατάτες?
Yes.
Okay, hold on. Yeah, so she's finished cutting up the potatoes. Mommy, you feel like they're enough?
Yes, yes.
Yes, okay. So now what she's going to do, I'm going to continue doing the lemons while she's going to add sea salt. So she's using just a regular, Mommy, tablespoon or teaspoon?
Soupas.
Soupas. So she's using a tablespoon. And she's just, yamati, right?
Yes.
So she's going to put in a heaping tablespoon of sea salt into the potatoes in the pan. Okay?
Άλλο ένα θα βάλω.
It's legal?
Yeah.
So she says that according to her knowledge of cooking for 50 years, that isn't enough. So she's going to actually put a second tablespoon. So she's adding 2 tablespoons of heaping sea salt. Now guys, don't be afraid of that. Because like we said, sea salt is not very strong, and that's a lot of potatoes. You can feed an army there.
Το πιπέρι.
Okay, now she's gonna grab pinches, right, mommy?
Yes.
Yes.
I, I get
One pinch.
and I put. It's not enough. And I get one more. That's it.
So two megales.
Ναι.
So two big pinches of pepper. Τι δίγανη, θα τι κάνεις με το κουτάλι?
Θα την κάνω με το κουτάλι για να ξέρουμε.
So now she's going to, she usually does it just with her hands, but for you guys, she's grabbing the tablespoon. Μία
Μία και θα δω.
Μία κουταλιά.
And a half.
So 1.5 tablespoons, but not your measuring tablespoons. But again, you can put as much as you like. She's putting,
Θα τα ανακατέψω.
and she's gonna use her hands, and she's going to toss the potatoes with the spices, the salt. Το σκόρδα, το ρίχνεις ακόμα?
Όχι ακόμα, no.
Yeah. So she's gonna toss the salt, pepper, oregano with the potatoes. Okay, mommy. Just with her hands.
Είναι enough αυτά που έβαλα.
Okay, and she's saying according to her experience, you know, with her hands, she knows that that's enough spices. So she doesn't want to add any more. Okay, τώρα, mommy.
Τώρα θα τα μεριάσω.
Ναι. Δεν θα
Πατάτες.
ρίξεις ακόμα σκόρδα, λάδια.
Όχι, όχι.
Okay, so now, hold on, ούτε το λεμόνι, right?
Όχι.
Okay, so now she's washed the chicken. Mommy, so we can have room before you show them the chicken. Here, throw these in the sink. This one, this one. Okay, and I have one more. Okay, move the pan over there so that ή θα το κάνεις εκεί το chicken μέσα.
Εδώ μέσα.
Okay, so she says now that she's moving the potatoes to the side and she's already washed her chicken. So she's going to take the whole chicken.
Θα το βάλω στη μέση, το στήθος κάτω.
She wants the breast side down. So hold on a sec, mommy. Let me see. Yeah. So as a blind person, you can tell that this is the breast because of the legs. The legs are closer to the breast than they are to the butt. So she put the chicken in the middle. Okay, mommy.
Θα τις βάλω λίγο αλάτι.
So she's gonna.
Αλλά θα το βάλω με την αλατιέρα τώρα, πώς να τους το πω.
Δεν πειράζει, μαμί. Μέσα δεν θα βάλεις πρώτα.
Ναι.
Okay. So here. Yeah. So she lifted up the chicken and she opened up the stomach of the chicken. She's pouring salt into the cavity as much as you want.
Μια τσιμπησιά πιπέρι μέσα.
She says a pinch of pepper goes inside. Okay.
Okay. And then θα βουτήξω τα χέρια μου μέσα στο λάδι.
She νορίγανη μέσα.
Oh,
You forgot.
Yeah.
Wipe your hands. So she forgot the oregano and I reminded her. She wants to put a little bit of
Και ρίγανη τσιμπιά.
μία, δύο.
Μία.
So, and one pinch of oregano in the cavity.
Yeah.
Okay? Now she's going to dip her hands in the olive oil that we measured out. And she's going to rub the stomach inside. Spread the spices everywhere. Right, mommy?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. Τώρα θα την αλείψω την κότα από πάνω με λάδι.
Από κάτω δεν θα βάλεις?
Ναι, θα βάλω.
Okay, so she's saying now that she's going to rub the chicken all over with olive oil.
Τη γυρνάω και από το στήθος.
I'm sorry?
Τη γυρνάω και από το στήθος και βάζω το λάδι.
Yeah, she's just rubbing the chicken all over. So she turned the breast side up. She rubbed it with olive oil. And she's going to lift the skin. And she's going to stick her fingers inside and rub a little bit of olive oil inside under the skin where the chicken breasts are. Right, mommy?
Mm-hmm.
Now, if you really can't do that as a blind person,
That's okay, yeah.
it doesn't matter. It's not that important, but it'll make the chicken breasts a little juicier. But make sure you've got olive oil all over the chicken. And see,
I can feel where the skin is. So where the cavity is here. I can lift the skin and stick my fingers inside. Be gentle because you don't want to break the skin. Okay?
Τώρα πες της, θα βάλω αλάτι από πάνω με την τσιμπιά μου.
Yeah. So now she's gonna sprinkle
Δύο
salt.
τσιμπιές θα βάλω.
Like she sprinkled 2 pinches of salt
Okay.
on the chicken breast
Και λίγο
side
στα ποδαράκια
and on
πες της.
and a pinch on the legs.
Okay. Τώρα θα βάλω πες της πιπέρι. Μία τσιμπιά.
Now she's gonna add a pinch of pepper. And of course she's gonna also do oregano.
Και μία τσιπιά ρίγανη επειδή έχουμε και στις πατάτες. Δεν χρειάζεται.
So, we're laughing because my mom, she's saying in Greek, tell her I'm adding this. So cameraman is laughing and I'm sure you can hear him on the microphone. I tried to ignore it, but yeah, mami μου λες πες τις, σε γυναίκα μιλάω.
Okay.
Don't panic, it's her first time, guys. Yeah, okay, Mom, so you added pepper, oregano?
That's it.
Now you-
αλάτι,
Yeah.
πιπέρι και
Δεν θα τη
ρίγανη.
γυρίσεις για να την κάνεις
Θα
και την-
γυρίσω, ναι.
Yeah, so now she's
Up down.
the breast side down, right, Mommy?
Yes.
Yeah. So now breast side goes down. She's turning the chicken over, and she's gonna do the same thing again. She's gonna sprinkle
Αλάτι.
salt, so a couple of pinches of salt, maybe one pinch of pepper,
Yeah.
and 1 pinch of oregano.
Yes. Μην την κάνουμε και λύσα.
Okay. She's saying, be careful so we don't.
Τώρα θα βάλω το πιπέρι.
Yeah. She's saying, be careful you don't make it too salty. So be careful with your pinches.
Και λίγο ρίγανη.
Okay.
Και μια τσιμπιά ρίγανη.
So she's just sprinkling the spices, just like we did on the breast side.
Okay.
Okay.
Αυτά είναι.
Okay.
Τώρα θα κάνω τα marinade, τα ποδαράκια.
Δηλαδή.
Τώρα θα σου δείξω. Ένα ποδαράκι.
So she take. Τι κάνεις, τι ρίχνεις.
Αλάτι.
Okay, so now she's sprinkling again just a pinch of salt on each leg. So she did it on the other side. She's doing it on this side too.
Okay, για να μην τα κάνουμε και λύσα. Τώρα λίγο πιπέρι. Το πιπέρι θα το κάνω spread σε όλα τα ποδαράκια.
So a couple of pinches of pepper now, right?
Yes.
So a couple of pinches of pepper on the legs.
And κάπλα ρίγανη.
And a couple of pinches of oregano. Guys, really, this is a preference. Basically, what you're doing is you're sprinkling spices over the whole chicken. You're doing it a portion at a time. You're doing the breast side first, the back side after, the legs. You're doing salt, pepper, and oregano.
Okay. Τώρα θα βάλω τα ποδαράκια γύρω-γύρω στην κότα.
Let me see. Oh, okay. So what she's doing now is she's just putting the drumsticks around on the potatoes. Δεν έβαλες τα σκόρδα.
Θα τα βάλω, δεν είναι ώρα ακόμα.
Oh, okay.
Λοιπόν, παίρνω εδώ.
Have you already marinated the...
Κάνω τις πατάτες, να είναι παντού το ίδιο.
So she's just leveling the potatoes. So if you've got 5 potatoes on top of each other and then a little halfway around the pan, you've only got 3. You know, she's just leveling the potatoes, kind of making it even around the chicken, and she's adding the drumsticks. Mami, the drumsticks τα έχεις already κάνει marinate.
Yes.
Okay, so she already...
Άδειξα που τα έκανα marinate.
Όχι, τα μικρά.
Ναι, τα μικρά τα έκανα ο Ζοφίλης. Που τα μαρινάριζα.
Oh, okay. So I didn't realize, but she already did the drumsticks. not the actual part, the ones that are on the chicken. So, okay, so guys, let me put it to you this way. You put the chicken in the middle, you put a little bit of salt, a little bit of pepper, a little bit of oregano, sprinkle it all over the breasts, do the legs, turn it over, do the backside, even do the legs, maybe a little bit more, and then marinate your drumsticks, same way. Each drumstick, you sprinkle salt, pepper, and oregano, and then arrange them around the chicken. Okay?
Τώρα, επειδή ξεχάσαμε, πέσεις μέσα στην κοιλιά της κότας, θα βάλω 2,5 κολλήνες σκόρδο.
Okay, so
Mesa.
she forgot, in the cavity of the chicken, the chopped up garlic that we have, add 3 pieces of garlic inside the cavity. Okay?
Και τώρα τα άλλα τα σκόρδα θα τα κάνω στις πατάτες.
So she's gonna take all the rest of the chopped up garlic and she's spreading it around the pan on and in between the potatoes, right? Mami, que anamesa.
Yes.
Yeah. So in between the potatoes, on top, it doesn't matter. Spread them all around. Don't put them on your chicken. Put them on your potatoes. Feel with your fingers where you have potatoes, and just go around your pan wherever you feel potatoes and add garlic.
Έτσι. Τώρα βάζω πες στο λάδι.
Πού θα το βάλεις στο λάδι?
Γύρω στις πατάτες.
Όχι πάνω στη κότα.
Όχι, στις πατάτες.
So now she's taking the olive oil and she's pouring it again around on the potatoes. Don't pour it on your chicken. You've already put olive oil on your chicken. You've already spiced up your chicken. You're just adding it. And if you... Yeah, she's washing her hands while I... So I can feel where the chicken is. So I would put my finger where the chicken is and I would pour oil. And I would just go around. Mami, και αυτά τα λείψες με ελαιόλαδο, τα drumstick? Yeah, so I forgot to mention, before she marinated the independent drumsticks, she also put olive oil on those. So the drumsticks, dip your hands in the olive oil, rub them down, and then add the spices, and then arrange them around on the potatoes. And this is all from that 1 cup of olive oil. You're not going to use extra. Okay? Τώρα το λεμόνι?
Ναι.
Okay, and same thing with the lemon now. I've squeezed it out. And she's going to pour it again around. Mami, επάνω στη κότα όχι.
Όχι, γύρω πάνω στις πατάτες.
Yeah, so again, around the chicken on the potatoes. And she just went all around and she's pouring it in.
Και τώρα θα βάλω νερό.
Yeah. And now she's going to add water. And again, we use spring water. If you want to use tap water, that's fine. Ας το αυτά μετά.
Μετά πάλι δεν θέλω το νερό.
Mommy, that white...
Τώρα θα το μετρήσω με το cup για να...
Yeah, αυτό το cup που έβαλες το olive oil, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So the 250 ml cup that she used for the olive oil, that's what she's measuring out her water with. Πού το ρίχνεις μέσα στο λεμονοσκευτή?
Yes.
So she...
Έριξα 2.
Okay, so she measured out 2 cups of water and she just put them in the container of the lemon squeezer.
Γύρω πάλι.
And again, don't pour the water on your chicken. Go around the edges of the pan where your potatoes are.
Τώρα, επειδή εμείς το θέλουμε πιο ζουμί, θα βάλω άλλα 2.
Okay, να σας ρωτήσω κάτι. Για αυτοί που δεν θέλουν πολύ ζουμί, αυτό θα ήταν αρκετό?
Ναι.
So, again, Greek people love to dip bread into their food. They like to slop up all the juices. So Mom is adding another 2 cups of water. So in total 4 cups. The reason she's adding that much is because my husband will have a fit if he doesn't have that garlicky, lemony liquid to slop up with his bread. You can add, I wouldn't add less than 2. I would say about 2 to 3 cups. We add 4, like I said, because we want a lot of liquid.
Τώρα για μας θα βάλω άλλο ένα.
Seriously?
Yes.
Yeah. So again, Greek cooks, they used to cook with their eyes, not with measuring cups. So she's looking at the pan and she's shaking the pan and she's saying 4 cups isn't enough.
For us.
For us. So she's adding one more.
Yes, it's enough.
So now she's saying the 5 cups is enough. If you want to absolutely make it the way we eat it, 5 cups of water. If you don't want that much liquid to slop up with bread, you don't want that garlicky, lemony, chickeny broth taste that you can slop up with your bread, then add, 3 instead of 5 or something. Okay, so it's ready to go.
Τώρα θα κάνω level τις πατάτες να μην είναι πολύ έξω από το νερό.
Okay, so she's saying now she wants to level her potatoes a little more, and she wants to push them in so they're not,
Να μην είναι out.
so they're not out of the water. She wants to cover them. They don't have to be completely covered, I'm telling you right now. But she wants them as best she can to be leveled and under the water. But if 10 are not under, it's okay.
Yeah, είναι okay.
Yeah,
Τώρα
so
το
see here,
βάζουμε στο
so hold
φούρνο.
on. So here's one that isn't out. Here's another one. This one is.
Yeah.
This one is. This one isn't. So it's not a big deal. Please don't fret over that. Θα το σκεπάσεις?
Όχι.
Okay.
Για την ώρα όχι.
So now she's gonna put it in the oven. Mommy, for how long, περίπου?
1 hour θα κάνω τσεκ την κότα και τα ποδαράκια.
Yeah.
Και άμα είναι έτοιμο θα τη βγάλω και θα αφήσω άλλη μια ώρα τις πατάτες.
Okay. So, by the way, we're using yellow potatoes in this recipe. I forgot to mention that. She's gonna put it in the oven. She's gonna check on it at the 1 hour. Mommy, χωρίς να το γυρίσεις για μια ώρα.
Ναι.
Okay, so for 1 hour, she's gonna put this in the oven. And she's not even gonna check on it for the 1 hour. She's not gonna turn anything. She's not gonna do anything. She's just gonna put it in the oven. So, again, like we said, Greek people, in the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Amen. All right. Okay, and I'm opening up the oven. Mom's gonna put it in the oven. That's it. Okay, please the bottle. Where's the timer? I had it somewhere. Εκεί πίσω, mommy. Give me the timer. So, I'm going to set the timer for 1 hour.
1 hour.
Press start. Okay, timer's working. Mama's going to clean up. At this point, because this dish is absolutely wonderful with the Greek salad. So at this point, you would clean up and maybe cut up a salad. There's a few different types of Greek salad. The most common is tomatoes, cucumbers, and onions, olive oil, vinegar, maybe a little bit of oregano, definitely a piece of, a few pieces of feta on top. And it's all to taste. So you would cut up your salad and, of course, clean up. And we will come back in an hour to show you what Mom is going to do in an hour. She's going to check on the chicken. Now, Mom doesn't use meat thermometers and stuff like that. And believe me, she's been cooking for 50 years. And we've never eaten raw chicken. We've never gotten sick because people in her time didn't have gadgets. So they know using their eyes, their smell. If you take a fork and you prick the thigh, the drumstick, the thigh, and it falls off the fork, believe me, it's ready. Because if you try to prick it now, fork is going to get stuck in the meat because it's raw. So we're going to check on it in an hour and show you guys the rest of the recipe. So that's it for now. See you in about an hour. Bye, guys. Okay, guys, so we're back, and it's been an hour, so the timer's going off. I'm going to turn off the timer, and Mom's got her oven mitts on. Okay, Mommy?
Mm-hmm.
She's going to open up the oven. She's going to take out the pan. Now, My mom wouldn't take out the pan, she just pulls the rack. But for the sake of the video, she's gonna pull it out. She's gonna put it on the stovetop or, okay, on the counter. And she's gonna check on it. So she's got a fork and she's gonna pierce the chicken.
Very years. I turned the chicken.
So είναι μισό έτοιμο.
Yeah.
So she says the chicken is about half done. So she's gonna flip the chicken. She's gonna bring the breast side up. Excuse me. Το γύρισες? Τα μικρά?
Για λίγο τρυπιέται.
Τα...
Προσθέτω. Τα μικρά τα γυρνάω και αυτά.
αλλά τα έκανες pierce.
Yes.
Και δεν είναι έτοιμα? Okay, so she pierced the little drumsticks around the chicken. She says those aren't ready either. So she's going to turn all of them. And she says that the chicken breast isn't as tough as when it was uncooked, when it was raw. So she's turning everything, all the meat, she's turning it over, and she's going to put it back in the oven. Μάμι, πατάτες που βρίσκονται?
Πατάτες θέλουν πολύ ακόμα.
Το έκανες με το πυρούνι?
Yeah. Πατάτα θέλει μία ώρα ακόμα.
So she says for sure the potatoes need another hour. The chicken, we're gonna check on it again. Σε πόση ώρα, μάμι? Κάνα μισάωρο?
Yes.
Σίγουρα?
Yeah, γιατί είδες δεν τρυπιούνται τα πόδια. Είναι ψηφί.
Let me see. So I took the fork from my mom's hand and I'm just going to pierce the chicken breast. Κοντεύει ρε μάμι, το chicken breast. So the chicken breast is almost ready, but the drumstick is not. And again, the small drumsticks, they need a little bit more. I'm piercing them.
Yeah, είδε το μπούτι της κότας.
Yeah. And the potatoes are tough. Yeah, I did it already.
Εδώ το άλλο και το άλλο.
Yeah, one is good enough. Yeah, so very hard to pierce. So that means they're not ready. That's another way you can tell they're not ready yet. But she's turned everything over. And this might be just because your chicken is a little bit tougher. Even though this is a small kid chicken, sometimes they cook up faster when they're smaller. But who knows? This is a tough guy. And it needs a little bit more. Now you could test out with the thermometer. I just want to show you with my fingers, even though the chicken's very hot, because I have it out of the oven. If I were to see, this is the leg. I'm actually touching the leg. I can't touch it for too long. So just above the leg is the thigh. You can put your thermometer like right here in between the leg and the thigh. And you can insert a thermometer and see if it's at the 165. If it's at the 165, it's done. But I'm telling you right now, I can tell from piercing it, because I've learned, next to my mom cooking so many years, I've learned that it is not ready. So we're going to put it back in the oven. Is it ready, Mommy, to go back in?
Yes.
Okay, Valdo. So she's going to put her oven mitts back on. It's still very, the pan is very hot. So she's going to, Mommy, θα τα αφήσεις το 400, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so she's going to put it back in the oven. We're still at the 400 degrees Fahrenheit mark. Careful. You want me to do it? No. Okay. She's putting it back in the oven, and she wants me to set the timer, Mommy, half hour?
Yes.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 28, 30 minutes.
Okay. So I've set the timer for another 30 minutes. I've checked it. It's working. So we'll see you guys again. Mommy and me, Katina and Zoe, we'll see you guys in 30 minutes. And we'll show you what's happening. See you in a bit. Okay, guys, so we're back. So our half hour's up. And Mama's going to check on the chicken. So she just took the pan out of the oven. And, oh, you need a fork, right, Mom?
Για το έχω εδώ,
Oh, you have one? Okay. So she's piercing the chicken.
Σκάσανε, αλλά να το κάνουμε και με το θερμόμετρο, τι λες.
Εσένα η εμπειρία σου τι λέει?
Εγώ νομίζω ότι είναι έτοιμο.
The chicken or the drumsticks?
Και τα drumsticks πρέπει να είναι έτοιμα. Δεν έχουν ξεροψηθεί.
Okay, γύρνα το. Γύρνα την κότα τη μεγάλη. Let's see if my thermometer, I'm just gonna show you guys. Let's see if it works.
Δεν θα κάνεις το στήθος.
Yeah. No, στο thigh το κάνουνε, μάμη.
Στο
Γι' αυτό
πόδι.
σου λέω γύρνα το, αλλά να είναι το μπούτι από πάνω. Oh, I don't have a battery. Well, I was gonna show you guys by thermometer, but unfortunately, I ran out of battery on my thermometer. Do I have another one? I usually have a few, but I don't have one here. Yeah. So, we don't have a thermometer to confirm because I ran out of battery. But here, Mom, let me pierce. I'm gonna be a tester as well. Looks good to me. Εσύ τι λες?
Εγώ νομίζω ότι είναι ok. Νομίζω ότι είναι. Δεν πιστεύω να έχει αίμα μέσα. Κάτσε ανοίξω να φάω.
Okay, so Mom, she wants to be totally sure. So she's gonna open up the meat. Εκεί που είναι το μπούτι, μαμί.
Yeah.
Δώσε ακόμα ένα πύρο.
You want
Ένα
another fork?
χαρτί. Or another fork.
Yeah. So she's gonna open up the meat so she can check inside. She can see the juices and the meat inside. She wants to see if it's pink. Now, obviously a blind person can't do what she's doing.
No,
She's-
it's okay.
She's dissecting the meat a little bit just to see if it's done, and she says it's done. Now, if for a blind person, you would use a thermometer, or as you saw or heard, I took the fork out of my mom's hand and I pierced the meat, and it was easily pierced. So that means it's done. But I could have confirmed with a meat thermometer if I had batteries in the thermometer. So, I'm gonna grab a dinner plate. Έλα, μην βάλω τη μεγάλη κότα εδώ. And Mom is gonna place the chicken on the plate. Χωράει και τα ποδαράκια εκεί ή να βγάλω άλλο πιάτο? And she's gonna put all the drumsticks on the plate as well. So she's just removing the meat from the pan. Πες μου όταν τελειώσει. She's almost done. And she's just using the forks
Yes.
to remove the meat.
Okay.
Okay, now give me a fork. Πήγαινε πίσω. So, spread your potatoes out now. They don't need to be to the side, right? Spread them all out in the juice. Pierce a potato. Here. They're almost ready. This one isn't falling off. Some, and potatoes, you can't control this. So it's not falling off the fork. So it's not ready. They're not quite ready yet, but they're almost there. So we are going to put those back in the oven. I'm going to set the timer, probably another half hour, Mom.
Μάλλον, βάλ' το half an hour και βλέπουμε. Αλλά εγώ,
Πόσο νομίζεις?
βάλ' το 40 seconds, 40,
Πολύ δεν είναι 40 λεπτά. ρε
30
μάνα.
λεπτά και βάλ' και 10 λεπτά ακόμη. Μισή ώρα δηλαδή και 10 λεπτά. Εγώ νομίζω η πατάτα θέλει.
10 seconds. Τι λες, παιδί μου, τώρα?
30 seconds είναι το μισό
Mami,
Μία ώρα, alright?
no,
No?
no. 30 λεπτά είναι μισή ώρα.
30 λεπτά είναι μισή ώρα.
Yeah.
Οπότε πρέπει να το βάλουμε άλλα 10 λεπτά. 30 και 10, 40 λεπτά.
Εγώ νομίζω πολύ είναι 40, okay. She wants to put it 40 minutes. I disagree. I think the potatoes need about 30 minutes. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna set the timer.
Θα δυναμώσω το φούρνο στο 450.
20, 20, 20, 20, 20, 20, 20, 27, 20, 29, 30.
Okay. Put it back in the oven.
Και θα το βάλω στο 450.
Yeah, so she's gonna turn up the heat to 450 now. She just wants the potatoes to be done. And I've set the timer for 30 minutes. 450 degrees Fahrenheit at 30 minutes, the potatoes should be done. My mom thinks she needs 40 minutes. But because I don't want mushy potatoes, I'm gonna check them at the half-hour mark. Okay? So, are they in?
Okay.
They're in, so I'm gonna set the timer. Turn it up, mommy.
Κάνω το τέτοιο, το...
Yeah.
Okay.
Now, okay. So she said she turned up the heat to 450. I'm grabbing tin foil. And you don't want your chicken to dry out. Our potatoes aren't ready yet, so we're not going to serve it. So you're going to cover your chicken, seal it on 3 sides. I want to keep the chicken juicy. Whoops. We don't need the fork. Okay, so I've sealed it. It's scorching hot. I've sealed it on 3 sides. And I've left the one side open because I want the steam to escape. Because I don't want the skin isn't too crispy. If you wanted, you could have put the chicken on broil for a bit to get more of a crispy skin. We don't mind, but I don't want it to get completely mushy. So I've left it open on one side so steam can escape. And it's just going to sit there until serving time. Okay, so we'll be back in 30 minutes to check on the potatoes. See you in a bit. Okay, guys, we're back again. It's been another half hour. Okay, Mommy? So we're all gonna check on the
Δώσε να
potatoes.
τηρούν τώρα γιατί τα έβαλες τα
Yeah, a fork. Βγάλτες για να βγάλω και μία, μάμα.
Φέρε ένα ποτάκι, θα σου βγάλω μία με το σκόνο τώρα.
So, I'm gonna grab a plate and I'm gonna pierce a potato. They might need a little more. We'll see. Because it's not falling off. So, I'm going to cut up the potato. Let's see how much I can taste. Hold on, I need to blow on this. Still too hot. Εμένα μ' αρέσουν. Θες να δοκιμάσεις?
Όχι, αφού είναι και θα το βάλω στο broil.
Okay, so now she's gonna put it back in the oven. So even though it wasn't falling off the fork, they're done. They're actually kind of crispy on the outside and very nice and soft on the inside. So she put it back in the oven and she's gonna turn off the oven and she's gonna put it on broil. Mommy stole high?
Yes.
So high, my broil has a high setting and a low setting. If I remember correctly, the high setting is 500 and the low setting is 400. So she's gonna put it on high for about, Mommy, 3 minutes?
Yes.
1, 2, 3. Okay, so I set the timer for 3 minutes. While we're waiting for that, I'm just gonna come over here to my mom. So, my mommy, Katerina for short, but mommy for me, she's my first guest on my show, and it was only fitting, and it's my honor. I'm really honored that my mom, I'm 50 years old, and my mom is still around, thank God. And she takes care of me, and I take care of her. And there's a beautiful bond between us. We fight like cats and dogs, but we love each other. And I'm just gonna tell her in Greek. Mami, thank you που μαγείρεψες για την εκπομπή μου. I love you.
I love you too.
And many, many more years of cooking. And so I basically told her I thank her for coming on the show and cooking for you guys. And hopefully we'll have many more guests to come, but I wanted my mom to be the first. And my mom is an absolutely fantastic cook. And she doesn't need no measuring cups, and she doesn't need no gadgets. But that's because moms who lived, you know, way back when, they were the real chefs and they were the real cooks. And thank God she taught me many, many things. So we're gonna wait for the broil, and is that we're gonna wait for the broil just so we're trying to give our potatoes a little bit of color and a little bit of crispness. So I'm gonna move over for a second. I'm just gonna grab a dinner plate. Alrighty. And we've got 1 minute left. Hold on. And I'm just gonna grab a drumstick and I'm gonna put it on the plate. And as soon as our potatoes are ready, we're gonna put some on the plate. See, now this is cooled down a little bit. So see here, I'm gonna test it again. Let's see. Absolutely scrumptious. Mom, you make the best chicken and potatoes. Now, like I said before, if you guys don't want, most Greek people don't put that much water in their chicken and potatoes. They don't put that much liquid. That's a lot of liquid. We do that as a favor. Mommy, check on it. She says it needs a little more, so I'm gonna set the timer again. Mami, posso? She says another 3 minutes. So she didn't, my mom didn't raise the pan. When she put it on broil, she left it at the bottom of the oven. If she were to lift it to the top, but you could easily burn your potatoes that way. So my mom would rather have it on broil a little bit longer than risk burning them. And you still got to be on top of it because you may burn them. So back to the liquid. We do that as a favor to my husband, your husband, yes. and my mommy, she fights like cats and dogs with her son-in-law too, but she loves him. They love each other tremendously. But
I kill him.
Oh, she said I kill him. I kill him. So yeah, she's joking, of course, and you all know that. But she's so cute. I love you, mommy. So actually, 3 people out of the 5 that are eating want that liquid. And believe me, that liquid tastes amazing. Yeah, so my mom is whispering that the cameraman is one of the ones who wants all that juice and liquid, and he and Foti and somebody else, they want to slop up all that liquid with bread. I'm not a dipper per se, and me and my mom, we don't want all that liquid on our plate. We don't want to eat chicken potato soup. We want to eat chicken with potatoes, roast chicken with potatoes. I want to mention one final thing. If you want your chicken, like I'm feeling it, it's good. But if you wanted your skin a little more crispy, while we left the potatoes in the oven, you could have put your chicken, the whole chicken and your drumsticks, you could put them on a baking sheet, put it on broil for a few minutes. Really check on it, guys, because you don't want to burn it. Maybe a couple of minutes, maybe turn the chicken over, turn the drumsticks over, another couple of minutes, and you'll have a crispier skin. Honestly, this is not your barbecue chicken. This is not barbecue chicken or drumsticks or whatever. You're not really aiming for a very crispy skin. You want your chicken to be juicy, and you want it. Trust me, it's delicious. Posso ir, mami?
10, 9, 8, 7,
Για μένα είναι okay.
Good. So she says they're done.
Yeah.
So take them out.
Ας είναι και λίγο μαλακές.
Yeah, of course. So I'm just gonna grab one of those things. I don't remember what they're called. I hold on. I will show you. There it is. So I mentioned one of these before. It's this round thing. It's a thing. And it's got a whole bunch of little holes in it. It's for taking fried foods out and stuff like that. I'm going to use that. So you're just going to go at the edge of the pan. Now I might have smushed a potato. That's okay. And I'm going to lift up. Let the liquid drip off. Because I'm serving, let's say, myself right now. Put it on your plate. Now, of course, that isn't enough. And you're going to be grabbing garlic as well. If you don't like the garlic, the roasted garlic, well, you know, throw it out or whatever. I do. It's a lemony garlic. So, there's your chicken and potatoes ready for somebody to eat. Of course, that's just one drumstick. That might not be enough for somebody. It's a small drumstick. Maybe you could put as much chicken as you want and serve it next to a nice Greek salad. And for cameraman, husband, and another senior, serve up a whole bunch of bread. If you were putting... So if I wanted to put the liquid on the plate, I wouldn't use a slotted spoon. I would use just a regular, you know, ladle or whatever. So that's our chicken and potatoes. We've thanked Mom. And that's our recipe for today. So it took about 2 hours, and with the broiling, I would say 2 hours and 6 minutes. That's not set in stone. It could be, you know, it could be 1 hour and 40 minutes. It could be, you know, 2 hours and 15 minutes. You're going to check on your chicken. You're going to check on your potatoes. Blind people use a thermometer or use the fork method. Sometimes you may think, I'm sorry, I've got pepper in my nose, I think. It's all the spices in the kitchen. Yeah, so just check with the fork. If you don't feel confident with the fork thing, then use the thermometer. So that's our recipe for today. I hope you guys make it. I hope you guys love it. If you could only smell through your screens what we smell. It's the most delicious smelling thing ever. So this is chicken and potatoes. Chicken in Greek is kota. Very simple. K-O-T-A. Kota. And potatoes, well, change the O's at the end to S. Patates. So kota me patates. Oh, of course, as always, hit like, hit subscribe. Zoe's Blind Kitchen Corner at gmail.com. Katerina and Zoe, say goodbye.
Goodbye.
A blind kiss to the shorties like me. A blind kisses to the big boned like me. A blind kiss to the tallies. A blind kiss to the blondies. A blind kiss to the cuties. A blind kiss, who have I forgotten? The curly heads, the straight hairs. A blind kiss to the brunettes. A blind kiss to all the hotties. A blind kiss in general to every single one of you. Love you guys. See you on our next episode. Bye. I am your host, Zoe Fiogos. With sincere love and gratitude, I thank you for watching Zoe's Blind Kitchen Corner.